In yesterday class, we completed with creating the legal entity. We created only one company. We created one legal entity. And we also created LDG setup, legislative data group, because we enabled payroll checkbox for our legal entity. That's why we have to do LDG setup. And I have assigned LDG to legal entity. And later on, to create ledger, we need currency. And we decided to use the existing currency, that is nothing but seeded currencies. And then we created accounting calendar. We created accounting calendar yesterday. And as part of the chart of account setups, we decided to go with three segments. That is company, department, and account. Company, department, and account. Okay. And we created three value sets and we loaded values yesterday. And today we'll create a structure. Today we'll create structure. So you need application implementation consultant role to navigate to the setup and maintenance. Click on setup and maintenance. And from the setup, we are configuring financial objects. So select financials here. To see financials in this list of values, you have to enable financial offerings from here. Then only the financials is going to display under the list of values. And legal entity we created from legal structure, and the currencies and conversion rate types and accounting calendar and value sets we created from the financial reporting structure. So now I'm going to create structure. So in the screen, click on search. In the screen, click on search. And this is a flexi field in EBS also. In EBS also same flexi field, accounting key flexi field we use. And click on manage structures. Click on new. Click on new. Enter the structure code and name. TL structure. Description. And between the segments, which separator you would like to use. I would like to use hyphen symbol between the segments. And to add all our segments in under the structure, the plus button is not enabled. So you have to save. If you save, then only the plus button get enabled. Okay. Under the structure, we are going to add or create our three segments. So what is the first segment? The first segment is company. The first segment is company. So I entered company here and API name is automatically generated. This API name is used for the integrations. This API name is used for the integrations to connect two systems to exchange the information. So we are connecting our Fusion applications with maybe SAP or Salesforce or maybe Oracle EBS or Microsoft Dynamics or maybe other third-party system. So to exchange information between two systems, we use integrations. And then enter name. Description is optional, and this is the first segment. And the prompt, if you want, you can enter like this prompt. But I'm entering the full name and display with 2 characters because for company fields, we created 2 character values only. And this is segment number 1. And how many segments we can create, I'll show you. How many segments we can create? We can create 30 segments, but we decided to create only 3 segments. Okay. So select segment number 1. This is the first segment. And do we remember we created a value set for this segment? Attach that value set. attach the value set. And we know English, that's why we know it's a company segment. But how system knows? The system knows it's a company segment if you select the label as primary balancing segment. If you select the label as primary balancing segment, then only the system will know this is the company segment. Okay, save and close. And we created one segment under our structure. In the similar way, we'll create another two segments. Click on new, and I'm entering the name, department, and press tab. Automatically API name is created. Enter the name, description, and this is second segment, and prompt also same name I'm using, and then display with 3 characters, and this is segment number 2. This is segment number 2, and we have created a value set for this segment. I'm selecting department now. Department value set. So as I said, we know English, we know it's a department. How system will know? We have to select cost center. We have to select cost center segment. For company, primary balancing segment. For department, we have to select cost center segment. Third segment. I'm going to create third segment now. Same. I'm entering the code and press the tab. API name get created. Enter name, description, sequence number 3, prompt, short prompt, display with 4 characters, and this is segment number 3. And attach the value set. Attach the value set. Okay, you have to attach the right value set. I'm attaching for account segment, I'm attaching account value set. And how system will know it's a accounting segment? We have to select here natural account. We have to select natural account. Okay, that's it. So like this, if multiple segments are there, like an example I told you, category can be created as one of the segment, and product can be created as one of the segment, location can be created as one of the segment, and also line of business also one of the segment. If you want, we can create. So this is my structure. Next is structure instance. I'm done with the structure, and next is structure instance. What is structure instance? What is structure instance? Okay, so please refer to this example. So let us take in our structure. We have these many segments. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 segments are there. Company, department, account, division, line of business, and then product and project. So these many segments are created under our structure. Okay, and we are operating business in India, and we are operating business in US, and then Canada, and then Australia. Okay, so I'm providing trainings. And I have business in all these countries. That means how many ledgers I need to create? How many ledgers I need to create?
4.
4.
4 ledgers I have to create, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So using structure instance. So totally how many segments are there in the structure? Totally 7. Okay. Using structure instance, using structure instance, what we can do is we can create the requirements, the required segment for that country, for that ledger. So here, out of these 7, I'm using 6 for India. I'm using only 5 for US. I'm using 4 for Canada and only 3 for Australia. That means what I'm doing, I'm creating all my segments under the structure, and I'm creating a structure instance specific to the country, nothing but specific to the ledger. So India structure instance is having how many segments? 6. And Australia structure instance is having how many segments? 3. Structure instance is a new concept in Fusion. Okay. So either you can have all the segments in the structure instance, otherwise you can decide how many segments you want to be used under that particular country structure instance. Okay. I'll show you the setup, then you'll understand completely. Click on manage structure instances and click on new. So once you press the tab, API name get created, and then I'm entering the name field and description. And what is our structure name? Add that here. Okay. Since there are too many structure instances are created, this field is showing only, I think, maybe 50 structures are displaying here. It is not displaying our structure because it starts with T. It starts with T, so it's not displaying our structure. I'll do one thing. I'll add a prefix. I will add a prefix to my structure so that it's going to display in the top. What I'm doing, just observe here. I'm editing and I'm using a number prefix so that it displays on the top.
But can't we do search operation there on that screen?
It's a drop down. It's not a list of values. Okay, so since there are too many structures are there, what I'm doing is I'm using the number prefix so that it displays on the top. So this instance is using by students, so that's why too many configurations are there. But in real time, you won't have that many structures, right? So I'm creating a structure instance now. So let's use 002 name itself so that it would be good. So I'm using 002 number prefix, 002 TL structure instance. So now I should be able to see my structure.
It went up.
Yeah, it's here. Okay. So this is a workaround for this problem. And now the moment I select my structure, I see all the 3 segments. I see all the 3 segments created under my structure, right? Under my structure. Suppose if you are creating this structure for only India, Suppose you want to use this structure only for India ledger, then name it as India structure instance. And if you want to use only 2 segments, if you want to give me a second thing. suppose for India, if you want to use company segment, enable required. That means you decided to use this segment for India. Okay, and in the similar way, I want department also. Okay, and if you don't want to use the account segment for India, leave it. Leave it. Don't enable. Okay, so this is how you can create structure instances specific to the country. So when you are creating India ledger, use this structure instance. So if you are using this structure instance for India ledger, that means how many segments? 2 segments. Okay. I'm also enabling this one also because minimum 3 segments are required. It's enabled by default. Minimum 3 segments are required for every structure instance, and account is mandatory. Account segment is mandated to be used. Otherwise, suppose if you want to use this structure instance, I mean, if you want to create like this, like global, you can. So not specific to the country. Not specific to the country. I would like to use a structure instance globally only one. That means here 7 segments, here 7 segments, here 7, here 7. So if you want to use the structure instance specific to the country, you can use. Otherwise, we can also create a global structure instance and add the or enable required checkbox for the segments. Okay, that's it. Save and close. And once we are done with this setup, deploy it. Deploy it. So this may take some time because there are too many structures are there. This may take some time. So in real time, you won't have this many structures. You'll be creating only one structures. You'll be creating only one structure, but structure instances, maybe you may create maybe 10 or 20 maximum. That's it. That's it. If the client is operating in all the countries, maybe 20 structure instance you might create or 30 maximum. Okay. So here you see a few warnings, right? While compiling, it is showing few warnings. So if you wanted to see the warnings are related to your structure or not, expand this. Expand this. And here these warnings are related to some structure which starts with GL, okay, and there are too many warnings are there, so it is difficult to identify the warning related to our structure, right? So what you do is use Control F and press 002, our prefix. Press 002, our prefix. Is it showing anything? No. That means your structure is not having any warnings here. Suppose if you enter GL, so see here, it is highlighting here. That means there are some issues with the GL prefix structure. But I entered 002, nothing is showing here. That means my structure is good. There are no warnings in my structure. Okay. So this may take time. What we can do is by the time so once we done with this deployment, the last step in the chart of account is value set qualifier. So this value set qualifier is nothing but, if you could remember, in the company segment and department segment and account segment, we loaded values. Right? Okay. So suppose if you take values in accounting segment, the value is it is a liability account or expense account or cash account or payment account What type of account is that? What type of account is that? So that we are going to specify under the value set qualifier. Under the value set qualifier. And that account is allowed for budgeting, or that account is allowed for posting to the ledger or not. So such kind of things we are going to enable under value set qualifier setup. So once we're done with this chart of account, coming to SLA, coming to SLA. Anyone remember what is SLA?
Yeah, this is
Anyone?
sub-ledger accounting where I can customize the rules based on certain business criteria, let's to hit a particular account or to derive certain custom business logics.
Yeah, right, Harish. So when we are performing a transactions in some pages, we can enter the account. We can enter the account. So that transaction value should be posted to which account we can enter. Okay. But in most of the pages, we are not able to enter the account. So that account we are going to identify from the SLA rules. SLA rules. Okay. So in the SLA, we have to write the conditions, nothing but rules. According to those rules, automatically system is going to identify the debit side of the transaction and the credit side of the transaction. So what is the debit entry and what is the credit entry, that is identified by the SLA. Okay. So since we are touching too many financial concepts, I'm not going to explain you SLA now. I will explain you SLA in the procurement module. I will explain you SLA in the procurement module. So for time being, what we do is we are going to use the seeded SLA given by Oracle. Seeded SLA given by Oracle, that is standard accrual. That is standard accrual. Okay. So since we have everything, we have currency, and we have calendar, and we have chart of account, and we have SLA, we are ready to create ledger. We are ready to create ledger. Okay. And after that, options for the ledger. After that, options for the ledger, and then later on, associate legal entity to the ledger. We are associating the company to the ledger. Okay. And after that, we need to submit this program, review and submit accounting configurations. We need to submit this program. Okay. So these are the next setups, and it is taking time. It may take 5 to 10 minutes actually. So once we're done till here, that means we are done with the financial stuff, and our stuff starts from the business unit. So we have to create from business unit. So this is our job in the real time also. So being a supply chain consultant, we are going to manage from the business unit. And now I hope you understood the significance of this enterprise structure configurator setup, right? It's a single screen. So here what we are doing, we are navigating to the multiple screens. So if you are giving a demo like this to the client may confuse because they might not be having a technical background. So if you give a demo to the client by using enterprise structure configurator, it's a single screen. From the single screen, we are creating enterprise, legal entity, business needs, right? So we can present a demo to the client by using the second option. Okay. And anyone tried with the first option, rapid implementation? Anyone tried with the rapid implementation option?
Not yet, Krishna, but we'll try today and we'll share the feedback on that by tomorrow.
Aniket, I didn't see screenshots also in your document. And Faizuddin. So not just attending the classes does not help you. If you don't practice, to be frank, I'm telling you, if you don't have a time, then better don't pay second installment. If you're just attending the classes, it does not help you. You have to practice a lot. And also you have to understand, in 2.5 months of time, it is not possible to explain everything. So every subject is an ocean. Not only this technology, if you take any technology, either Salesforce or SAP, anything, either .NET or Java, it is not possible to explain that technology in 2 months or 3 months of time. You have to put lot of efforts and lot of scenarios you have to understand and try in the application. Then only you become very good at that subject. Not only it is applicable to IT courses, it is applicable to our academics also. If you are going to a school or college, the faculty will tell you one example and book might be having 10 examples. So based on that one example, you have to try remaining 10 examples. I understand we have our personal works and our professional works, but you have to take some time for practice. So your personal works and professional works is always there. When you will practice, tell me. You have to practice concepts on daily basis. Okay. Everybody quiet. Say yes.
Yes, Krishna.
Yes,
Yeah,
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes, Krishna.
So Krishna, can you move to the segment chart of a structure, which this flex wheel which we created once?
Okay. I'm discussing a different topic, Harish.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go back to that. Please wait. Revant, have you started your practice, Revant? Okay. Think the guy is not here. Luciano, how about your practice?
I made the procedure to create the user responsibility, assign the responsibility some navigation in the application. So I cannot do the test about the create the structure. I try to do it this week.
Please complete the question. I'll go back to the structure screen. Okay, you want me to open the structure screen, Harish?
Yeah, Krishna. Just wanted to check one field. When we were creating that structure instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was one checkbox. What is the use of that dynamic insertion was there, right?
Yeah, okay. Actually, it's a financial configuration, Harish. So
Okay.
I would say we don't need really that much advanced
Sure.
information to learn.
Sure.
So that dynamic insertion is nothing but actually we are creating these accounts. I'm not sure you're not in the yesterday class. We are creating the accounts. Okay. So those accounts, Later on also we can add the accounts directly. So it's related to that functionality. But I think for our area, you can concentrate every checkbox. I can help you.
Okay,
But for financial stuff, no. Whatever we learn, that's good.
sure. Thank you.
Okay, any more practice dots team since we have time, because I'm not able to proceed further until this is compiled.
Krishna, can I ask one question related to the customer screen? I mean, it's
Any topic, please ask questions.
yeah. So I use the SOAP API to create a customer and customer sites. So, and the site I assigned to two different business units, but interestingly, it did not change the site number. So site numbers like I mean the same for both.
Okay,
I
okay,
don't know how it happened.
okay.
So is it possible like it could be the same site number for both business unit when I'm using the same address and same party site?
If you're having this kind of doubts, you can verify any demo customer setup to see whether really the site numbers are different or not. If it is different, how they have been created, you can verify. Okay. And if your SOAP UI, the REST API is not creating properly, that means it's an issue with Oracle. And we need to log a SR itself.
Yeah. Whenever we click on the plus button and we want to use the same site and address, so it's going to a different number.
Okay. So I'll show you some demo customer which is available in the demo instance with different sites. Okay. So here,
Yes,
the site number should be different.
should be different. But for in my case, it is same 1036 also in the first row and 1036 in the second row. I mean, just giving example as per this.
Actually, after creating the site, you are saying that you are assigning the site to the business unit, right?
Right. Yes.
But site we are not going to assign to the business unit. Actually, the site we assign to the reference data set.
Yeah, I'm in the reference data set only.
You're talking about reference data set only, right?
Right. Yes.
And you have two different reference data set or same reference data set?
Two different.
Okay, then you should create a separate site numbers. Okay. So check with Oracle then. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Krishna.
Okay, Sajid. Any more questions, team? Any practice doubts from the first concept, from the user creation to till now? Any doubts? Please go through the videos once again and complete your practice, team. Please, I'm requesting you. If you don't practice, you don't ask me questions and you don't complete your course 100%. For the namesake, you are making the payment and you are just attending the classes. Okay, so questions? I'm also good. What else I can explain apart from this? Okay.
Krishna,
Hmm.
one more question related to customers. So we have built to and shipped to, suppose for the customer, we have created
Correct.
two sites, right? And we are adding the contacts also. And contacts have the responsibility assigned like build to, ship to, and there are many others like they are for correspondence for legal reason and all, right? So when we are adding contacts, suppose we have build to. I understand build to, if we go, we can add under the build to site and ship to under the build ship to site, but we have another types also, legal and other. So, I mean, I'm just like thinking, then would we add all those related, I mean, the different contexts for different reasons only under build to, or how it is, how the business decides? Sometime I'm just like, I wanted to clarify it with the
Uh,
business,
if
but
you can add under ship to and build to, that should be okay.
okay.
That should be okay, because even I have not explored other types also in any of my projects. So
Oh,
generally we add under build to and ship to,
both.
both.
Okay.
So you also
I
see here,
Yes.
yeah.
No, the contact. If we click on this 1100 site number, and we go to the communication tab,
Mhm.
and
Communication tab, I went there.
yeah,
It is okay. One communication is created here. Yeah. Okay.
yes. So here, this person, I mean, if it is the responsibility is built to, can we still add this person under ship to? Because his responsibility is built to.
So where you are choosing that contact person responsibility.
The down. Yeah, here.
Okay.
See, build to is there, but we have added this under ship to.
Ship to is also there, right?
Ship to is there, but it's not primary.
Mm.
How we decide,
We-
like, yeah.
It's uh, it's actually a question to the client, not to me.
No,
So
no. Just yeah, yeah.
client
I'm just
client has to
correct.
tell you whether this person is responsible for which
No,
built
no.
in ship.
I'm just thinking from the logical perspective. Like, why, if it is built to, we are adding under ship to. Oracle
Mm.
has given this option. So to me, it looks like somebody who is payable contact, like bill to contact, he should come under the bill to. And
Correct.
you're right.
Mm.
And if
Mm.
somebody is responsible for receiving the goods, like the anyone warehouse manager, he should be responsible for ship to. But we are adding,
Not receiving the okay, okay, got it. So you're
yeah,
talking in the client perspective. Yeah, client is receiving the goods. Yes.
yeah, yes, yes.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So ship to and build to, if we have created two sites, then why ship to is not contact coming under ship to, and build to, why they are not only
Actually, while you are creating this contact person, is there any option to select this responsibility? I think it should be there. I understand
yes,
what your question is. So
yeah,
the site is added to both ship to and build to. The moment you add a contact,
yeah,
it should be appeared again as ship to and build to, right? But I
right.
think when you are loading the contact information, there should be an option to enable the primary ship to and build to for this contact person.
Yeah, it is there.
Yeah.
It
So
is there.
through that, I think it is getting enabled.
No, no, yes, primary flag, if I'm setting to true, it is
Yeah.
just checking it. But
Yes.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
was just why Oracle is allowing ship to going under build to, and build to is also under ship to and something. Anyway, so it's like, uh,
Mm.
No,
uh,
it could
So
be possible,
it
right?
yeah, yeah. The same person can be under build to and
Build to
ship to
and ship to.
so small companies, they handle multiple responsibilities.
No, if we take
So
example of our own word, right? Let's say we have ordered a product, we are going to receive it, and we are going to, I mean, billing is also going to be happen to the same person.
okay, so
yeah, thank you.
you're clear, right? So let's move on to
Yeah,
the
sure, thank you. I mean, we can add. Yeah,
okay. Now we have some time, so I'll discuss about the differences between the implementation user and business user. I'll utilize time by explaining this concept. So so far we created implementation user because I'll tell you, Faizuddin, from which screen we are creating users? What is the navigation? Faizuddin, what is the
Yes, sir.
navigation to create users?
Sir, first we will go to tools.
Okay.
then security console, then user,
Okay.
then add user. And sir, I have already submitted my practice
Yeah, I
on
verified that. Yeah.
20th March.
I verified that. Yeah. Also responded to your email. So we are creating an implementation user from here. Okay. So why I'm saying it's an implementation user? Because for employee, if the user is an employee, what happens? You have to add job of the employee and then position of the employee, who is the manager for that employee, and employee working under which company. All those details we have to add. But here we are not adding any of those details. We are just creating a user simply with first name and last name and email address. That's it. So that's why this is called as a implementation users. Implementation users are nothing but IT team. We are the implementation users. So client will be providing an implementation user account to us. So we are responsible to perform the configurations. Okay. So what are the configurations that we are creating? We are creating for the business users, right? For the business users from the client side. So what they do, so they're going to perform the transactions. It can be sales transactions, or it can be PO transactions, or it can be billing transactions. So if they has to perform transactions, means the configuration should be there. So what we do, our responsibility is to set up the configurations according to the client requirement. And also we have to test. Before we delivering to the client, we have to test by entering some sales transactions, some PO transactions, and some billing transactions, so that we'll be confident that our configurations are working. Then we can hand over the application to the client for testing. So client is going to test everything, and if the client is say okay, then we are going to live that project. Okay. So far I just created implementation user from the security console screen. So how to create and where to create this business user? Okay. So this business user has to be created from a different place. So there should be an icon here called My Client Groups. It is not showing in my Springboard. That means I don't have a right role here. So what is the role required to create employees? The role required to create employees is human resource specialist role. You should have human resource specialist role. Then only we can create employees. Okay. Otherwise, we can also create employees from the setup and maintenance also. If you navigate to the setup and maintenance, from here also we can create employees. Employees can be created from two ways, from two places. One is from the manage users, and another is new person icon in the Springboard. Okay. I'm explaining the second method now by going to the manage user task. If you don't know the navigation, click on the task list and click on search, and type the task name, that is manage users, and click on here and click on new. And you see here, right, we have to enter the last name and then first name, and then the moment I select employee here, it's going to ask me what is my company, I'm working for which company, and I'm working under which business unit, and what is my job and grade and department, my job location, and who is my manager. Okay. So if you are creating a user from the screen, that user is a business user. Nothing but sometimes I might call it as an employee also. So these are from the client side. So to create employee or to create a business user, we have to use this screen. Okay, so this is one way. And other way is from the Springboard by using this new person icon. But this icon is not displaying in my login because this login is for, what is this login? SCM underscore IMPL. Now what is the login for HR? What is the login for HR? Can any one of you tell me the demo usernames? What are the demo usernames? What are the, in the demo instance, I told you by default some demo users are there, right? What are those demo usernames?
HRMS IMP.
What are those usernames?
Yeah, there are 4 or 5 different for
Yeah,
ones in,
yeah.
HRS IMP,
I
SCM,
just,
SCM
I
IMP,
just,
SCM,
Finance.
financial, SCMC.
yeah, I just finished it with only 10 classes only. Not even 10 classes, less than that. Not even 10-hour session also, and you are forgetting. Please go through the videos, team. Don't forget. So for
HCM.
HCM, for HR, there is a separate user called HCM underscore IMPL. So let me log into this account. I don't know the password. I'm resetting to Oracle 123, all small. So everyone, when you are changing the password or updating the password, please reset to Oracle 123, all small, so that we can remember to use that password for these accounts. Oracle 123. Now from SM underscore IMPL, I log out and I will log in. I will log into SM underscore IMPL. Password is Oracle 123. Okay. And now yeah, click on my client groups. Under my client groups, what is this icon? New person. Click on new person. And I would like to hire an employee. Yes. Click on hire an employee. And in the screen, we provide lot of information. We provide lot of information in this screen. Okay, I'll show you quickly the screen. So this is the demo instance, right? I can use the demo data. So there is a demo legal entity is already created in the application. So that demo legal entity name is US1. So in the demo instances, you can straight away use the demo data. What is the demo legal entity here? US1 legal entity. Okay, and so you see suffix and then middle names, and local name is applicable for Chinese. Chinese has local name. So if you're creating China users, then you have to enter the local name also. And then date of birth. And national identification number, if it is a social security number or Aadhaar number, you have to enter here. And then the next is personal information. And what is your home address? And what is the phone details and email information. I'm just filling the details here. Okay, home address, phone details, email details, and martial status, and then visa information. So in the screen, we enter a lot of information. Either you can create employee from that screen or this screen. But to capture more information, create employee from here. To capture more information, create employee from this screen. And next is employment details. Next is employment information. So what is our job and what is the position and what is my working hours and what is my grade, department, okay, and my manager details and my notice period, and I'm reporting to somebody and somebody reports to me, right? Somebody reports me. So who is going to report to me? That usernames you'll see here. Okay, and the business unit field is mandatory. So these are the demo business units. For US also one BU is there. So I'll select that BU. Okay, and then go to next and compensation. So here salary. What is the basic salary, total salary? Okay, and other compensation information. Next salary revised date. That's it. And then just click on submit. Just click on submit. So from two places we can create the employee, nothing but business user. One is by going to the setup and maintenance and then by using this task. But here we provide less information. But to provide more information to the employee, we create from this icon from the Springboard. But you should have human resource specialist role. Okay. So this HCM underscore IMPL, this guy is having this role. Already this guy is having this role. That's why we are able to create employee directly from this user login. Okay. The moment you create employee, automatically system will create a username also. Not like EBS. In case of EBS, you have to create username separately, user separately, and then employee separately. But in Fusion, the moment you create employee, automatically username is also get created. And also login details are emailed to the user also. Automatically login details are emailed to the user. Okay, so do you see here? My account is created. And do you see few responsibilities are automatically added? This concept is called as auto provisioning. Auto provisioning rules. Okay, we can write conditions. According to our conditions, we can automatically add roles to the users. So that conditions are nothing but if the employee from so and so company, nothing but so and so legal entity, add this role automatically, or if the employee from so and so department, add these roles automatically. We can write such kind of conditions. So if any employee meeting that condition, that employee is going to assign those roles automatically. So that I'll explain you later. So that is the difference between implementation user and business user. Okay. And how to create, today we discussed. And what happened to our chart of account. Okay. So I think it takes time. By tomorrow it may get compiled. Okay. So today we just finished with discussing the difference between implementation user and business user and how to create a business user also. And also we completed creating the structure and the structure instance. Just two we completed. Two setups we completed and we are in the deployment process. We are in the deployment process. Okay. So that's it from my side today. And I'll